Hello, I'm Joe Tortorella with SWK Technologies. Today, I want to be talking about what's new in Sage X3 version 12. Hello again. I'm going to be talking about the new features and functionalities in Sage X3 version 12 going forward. First, I want to talk about Adc Inquiry Functions. There are two new inquiries in the Adc module for viewing open purchase order lines and the ability to launch receipt function from these new inquiries. First, I'm going to be talking about the Adc Po Inquiry. Navigating to the Adc menu, under Inquiries, I have the Po Inquiry, Adc Po Inquiry. This first is a filter by the current date that's set in the system, a purchase order number, or a product. So the warehouse can scan either the purchase order number or a product or UPC number to view open purchase order lines. In this example, I'm going to be entering PO number 11. PO number 11 will then display all products on that purchase order with the due date or expected receipt date less than or equal to today's date. From system time of this recording, we're on April 9th. So I will then currently see there's 3 products on this purchase order. The open purchase order lines that are expected are equal to or less than today's date. For this example again, one PO has 3 expected lines. From here, I have the ability to jump directly to receipts on the right list, and I will then be able to continue with my purchase order receipt activity. If I don't know the purchase order number, or I can scan the product, in this scenario, I'm going to be putting just a product, and the same functionality will exist. By scanning the product UPC code number or UPC code number, I will then see all open purchase orders. In this scenario, I see there's a PO due that was in January, March, and April, quantities 25, 5, 35, etc. This gives me the ability to select the POs. Now, if this is a very long list, I can change the date and filter it back and perhaps just pick February, anything prior to February, and then it will then display. Again, the ability to then jump to PO receipts and continue on with the purchase order receipt activity of this product. So that is a PO inquiry by purchase order number or PO inquiry by product ID. The next Adc inquiry functionality is orders to receive. If I go to Adc Inquiries, Orders to Receive, immediately you're going to note that there is no purchase order number here. In this scenario, it is strictly working off of the product ID. So I can either scan the product, scan the UPC code number, manually enter, and again, I will see all the open purchase orders to receive for this product. Same functionality of changing the date. In this scenario, I see for this particular product, I see there's PO number 9, number 8, number 11. Also, the business partner could be important. I may have a product that just arrived without a packing slip. By putting in the product, I'll be able to see who the PO numbers are and who the supplier is and narrow it down immediately. So those are 2 new feature functionalities in version 12 related to Adc. Again, on a recap, purchase order inquiry, putting in the PO number and or product, or just the product and seeing which POs are available to receive. Next, I want to discuss stock availability on sales order lines. This new enhancement allows you to easily view the stock availability on sales orders. The advantages and benefits: you can immediately see the stock that is available to sell to a customer. It may also show a date available of material that is either in shortage or lack of stock. And I'll be able to jump and use other icons to jump to stock by site and or projected stock. So I'm going to do a new sales order. I'm going to pick a customer Jetson. And this particular site that I'm using is a retail outlet for this demo. Customer comes in and is looking for an adventure electric bike. They would like one. As I tab over to the order quantity field, immediately I will see displayed in the grid below the lines the available stock. I can do a 1 and enter, and it says the remaining to be allocated is 1. My available currently is 2. So in this example, the sales order window located under the sales grid displays the message that there is a partial and or full amount available from the ordered quantity. Next, customer is looking for a lock for his new bike. Currently, I only have one available. Customer wishes to have 2. When I tab from order quantity of 2 to quantity to allocate, I now see that I have available in stock 1 unit, and 6 units will be available on or about April 12th. Remaining to be allocated then will be the second one. So I'm able to see immediately that I can answer my customer and say, I have 1 in stock, and by the way, the other will be here in X number of days. The third product, as I tab over, I see that I have absolutely no available stock. The customer would like 1, and as I tab past it again, we'll see that currently I have absolutely none available to sell, but we'll have 5 on or about April 14th. So the 3 scenarios are, I have full or total availability, I have partial availability, or I have no availability. And again, in these areas, I'm able to then display what to expect in the near future, giving my customer a much better look and feel for products. They may also want the Bolt electric bike. Currently, again, I have availability of 1. They would like 2 of these, and again, it's expected today. However, I have the capability of tunneling and seeing stock by site. If I click here, I will see my current site, which is Jet2. I'll see what's available on sales orders, etc. If I remove the site and do a search, I can tell my customer, yes, in my retail outlet here, I have 1 available. I have 63 in my Los Angeles site or 1 in Atlanta. I have nothing currently on order to bring that in. I could ask my customer if they would like me to drop ship it, or if this is another local site to your current site, they may wish to go pick it up locally. So that is a stock by site, giving a much better answer as to what I currently have, what may be on order in my facility, in my site, or what is available in other sites, allowing me to either do a drop ship or set up for a pickup in that other site. Additionally, if I come back up here to my other product, my Spot Green, and if I can then also see the same stock by site, I may discover that I have absolutely nothing available in my site, and I have 10 on order, but my facility, my supplying site, has nothing available. If I then go a little further, I also have the capability of projected stock. So not only can I see what is going on currently in other sites, but I can see that in this case, I have a couple of transfer orders. I have a firm transfer order that's due here May 21st. I also have a suggested transfer order for 5, and the purchasing department with a suggested transfer order has not yet firmed up that product with them. They may be able to bring it in sooner, but we don't know offhand. So I have the capability of seeing my products immediately, what's available, future date as to what may be coming in, and I have the ability to check other sites for availability and also check in my own site for what may be coming up in the near future. These sites being geographically far apart between New York, Los Angeles, and Atlanta, obviously it's not something a customer can go pick up. So at least with projected, I'll see what is happening in my own site. So that is stock availability on a sales order line, a great feature to better service your customers. Next up is the product site supplier enhancement. This new enhancement allows you to manage suppliers at the product site level. In the prior versions of Sage X3, information was only managed at the product supplier level. It was realized that some sites needed to be able to manage local suppliers. Now, suppliers can be managed at a site level. There is now a relationship between the product supplier level and the product site supplier level. Only suppliers existing in the product supplier level can be added to the site supplier level. Additionally, you can also define supplier for each site, as well as set up different business rules according to the supplier and the site the product is coming from. For example, with purchasing, you can have a default supplier for each site. You are able to set up different business rules according to the supplier and the site where the product is coming from. Likewise, with manufacturing, you can default the supplier in material requirements planning, MRP, or master production scheduling, MPS, and have all respective functions with the purchase and subcontract orders be created from suggestions. This enhancement impacts the purchasing and manufacturing flows. To show you this, I'm going to go to Products, and I'm going to use my Adventure bike, electric bike here. If I go look at the supplier tab currently for this demo, the primary supplier is the Fujita Bicycle Company in China, supplier number CN020. There is an alternate supplier and then inner sites with the capability of moving product between the sites. If you've noticed, I've set the priority up such that the Fujita Bicycle Company is the main priority supplier. They are the default supplier, and if for some reason I need to do a back-to-back, my back-to-back supplier happens to be a different company, the HKTDC. Additionally, I've set up inside the Product Supplier tab additional sites for this purpose. If I window over or jump over to the site level, we'll see my 3 sites, and if I look at the planning tab, they're all set up possibly, in the case of Jet 2, which is my retail outlet, I have them set up as an inner site, whereas Jet 10 is a purchase, and Jet 30 is also an inner site with my 3PL Jet 10 as my supplier. If I look a little deeper here and I go to my supplier tab for my retail store buys from the Jet 10 or the Los Angeles location, and they are my default supplier. For Jet 10, the landing point in the United States, their primary supplier is the Fujita Bicycle Company. So all products are purchased from the supplier in China, and drop shipped to Los Angeles and then sent from there. And my other 3PL site in Atlanta, they also buy from the Los Angeles logistics location. So I can set up each site with a unique supplier and with a set of rules and priorities and potentially make them a back-to-back as an example. Okay. Please keep in mind always with X3 that the priority level 0 is the highest priority on any particular supplier. So the ranking would be first Fujita and then work from there as to my suppliers. I might have a scenario as well where a product doesn't need to be referenced at the different site levels. If I look at my lock, my kryptonite lock, my primary supplier on this is going to be kryptonite. If I go to the site level, this product is only purchased or maintained at one site only, site number 2. And if I look at this supplier, I have left it blank because there really is no other potential supplier. If you have a scenario the same, where multiple sites may have the same default supplier as the primary under the site, you do not need to populate this at the site level. This helps when you have multi-site, maybe geographically separated, and there are different suppliers in different cities at your different sites. So, quick recap. Once again, for my products, I would need to set up multiple suppliers. They need to be referenced in the product supplier tab. And then at the site level, I can default each one to a unique supplier based on that site. Serial number traceability. The serial number traceability enhancement provides traceability for serial number where used in a product. When a problem occurs in a serial numbered component, you can determine with a simple where used information the link between the serial numbered child component and the serial numbered parent product. Improvements include 2 new tables and functions. 2 new tables have been created to store the parent and the child links of the serial number. A new function to create, amend, and/or delete a link between a parent serial number from a release serial numbered work order and a child serial numbered component used for the work. The new functions are, on the manufacturing menu, under planning, serial number, where used, and link serial number. If I start with the link serial number, in this scenario, I have this product here, a finished good, finished serial number 555 on a specific work order. We see currently in red that the component or components have not yet been linked. So for site 12, for component SFI 034, they're expecting 1 unit, and the SFI 035, they're expecting 2. Clicking the action icon will allow me to link or see the available serial number or numbers associated. By clicking it, I can say OK, and now it's grayed out. It comes back to a normal color, and we now see the child serial number. On this particular scenario, we see 3 different colors. The first one, the SFI 034, has already been linked. However, the SFI 035 requires 2, and as you see, we only have 1 serial number. Clicking the action icon again, I can then see the various serial numbers. So in this case, I'm going to select serial number 448 and 449, say OK, and as standard X3 functionality, we see a $sign. If at any time we discover we made an error or at time of production tracking the wrong serial numbers were associated with this, we could always come here, click back onto the component, come back here and actually change it and update it to be the correct or updated serial numbers. This is normal standard functionality now under the link serial numbers. Okay, in this scenario here, everything is linked. So that is the link serial numbers. this functionality is also available in the production tracking at the time of production tracking, or can be done after the fact, or corrections can be done after the fact. The next feature available is where used. There are times when I have a problem with a component and I know the product is SF034, and I've been told that the serial number that's in question is number 00036, and I can then see the where used. So my motherboard of serial number ending with 36 was used in a parent number 27. So this motherboard was incorporated into a Dell 15-inch laptop with a parent or final serial number, manufacturer serial number of number 27. So with these two new functions, I now have the capability of seeing and correcting where serial numbers were used. In the past, prior, I did not have that visibility or flexibility. I might have produced 10 laptops and the serial number of the motherboard didn't match in any documentation as to which one of the final laptops this particular serial numbered item went into. So this gives me the capability of tracking even lower components further down the food chain that could be on the motherboard. So I might have a component that goes onto the motherboard and I'll see the component, and then I'll see the motherboard as the parent product, etc., etc. Thank you for joining me on what's new in version 12 of Sage X3. Here are some additional noteworthy enhancements.